Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the back to school series. So this is the first back to school series that I'm hosting on my channel. I'm so excited. From the moment I started my YouTube channel, I wanted to film videos specifically for back to school. So I'm very excited. This is the second video that will be going up in the back to school series. The first one was my life update and answering some FAQs about being an international student, and then just basically about my situation. So definitely check that video out. It will be put up here. This video will be some of the most embarrassing experiences that I can really say on YouTube, that I can really say and not expose myself / others in my college experience, in my college life so far. I would say that I am somebody to experience embarrassing moments. Like that's just how my life is. I tend to find myself in situations that is just hilarious, like just hilarious. So the first embarrassing experience happened freshman year. I think it was second semester freshman year. At Cornell, you have to take FWS, which is the freshman writing seminar. It's just basically an English class where you have to do some sort of essay writing or have some writing component to it. I kind of got tired of the reading, and school was just stressing me out. It was just stressing me out. I just had a lot to do, and it was honestly the last thing on my plate that I wanted to do. It was the last priority on my plate, to simply put it. And so I had, I think, a biology examination. I took a auto tutorial biology class, bio 1445 freshman year. In this class, you have to take oral tests at the end of every module or every chapter, whatever they called it, in order to test. And we could use our laptops, so I just had the screen up, plus I made Quizlets. So you know how like on Quizlet they have virtual cue cards, where on one side you have like the term and then the other side you have an explanation. I was just going through those on Quizlet. So tell me how I end up pressing the sound on, or the pronunciation feature on one of the Quizlet cue cards, and in the middle of the class the man is talking and it just said, for example, reproduction, in like a robotic voice. Say reproduction, and it proceeded to explain the other side of the cue card. I couldn't believe it. Like, this is not even a joke. You can ask my teammate was in that class with me, and when I tell you, I was so embarrassed, because honestly I felt bad first of all for studying the man class, because nobody takes FWS classes seriously. And he was a really nice man. Like, I went to his office hours before and spoke to him. He was really nice, definitely gave like extensions readily, or you know, as an athlete he took into consideration that, you know, you had things to do. My teammates and I, he gave us like, he considered our experience and our, you know, life. And I felt so bad, because it's just impolite to play audio when our class is going on, much less biology when I'm in an FW class supposed to be discussing a book. So yeah, that was one of the most embarrassing experiences in college. So another embarrassing experience happened to me, I think this was freshman year. So one day, I don't know when during freshman year, but one day during freshman year, I went to Ivy Room, which is one of the alternatives to a dining hall, just one of the, it's not a restaurant, but one of the food places that you can go on campus, on Central Campus. It's right beside Oak and Shields, which is a dining hall on Central Campus. So this was actually, I think, my first time trying the burger and fries there, or the sandwich or whatever. And yeah, I think this was second semester, because first semester I definitely didn't try anything in the IV room. So I went in there, and there's like a long line, and I ended up seeing this guy that I met freshman year early on when I was hanging out in like a dorm, and we just started talking and stuff, and so we ended up having lunch together. And I think I was telling him, oh, this was definitely second semester, because I think I was telling him that I'm going back to Jamaica in the summer. So yeah, we finished up our conversation, had lunch and everything. I took out my bag, I had to go to training, and I was proceeding to leave or like get up, and he was like, can I get your number? And I was like, yeah, sure. But he kind of caught me off guard, right? So I gave him my number, and I was, you know, leaving with the tray. I'm going to put down the tray. I put it down and everything. So now I'm trying to leave. You know, I said bye, and I proceed to go towards the kitchen, like where the dishes are put. You put on the dishes on the conveyor belt after you finish at the dining hall and at Ivy room, and I proceed to literally walk there as the exit instead of the real exit. So me now, so on brand. I was so embarrassed, like I barely know this guy from Adams really. Spoke to him maybe a couple of times, and I just had to make a fool of myself and walk into the kitchen, or proceed to walk into the kitchen instead of the exit. So, you know, I turned around, just like, bye. And I left, and I went to training. And I remember vividly this day, because at training we had tempos, which was like 200s, which was like sprints and floats, and I ate a burger and fries, which I never do, and because I had a discussion, I never ate it like quickly, you know, I dined. So instead of eating like 3 hours before training, I ate 2 hours before training, and it was fried food. And I swear that day I was gonna vomit out everything. I didn't end up vomiting, but boy, it was so bad. Lord, it was so bad. And speaking of vomiting, the next experience I'm going to tell you guys is when I vomited at training for the first time ever. Like the first time ever in my athletic career. So if you're an athlete, you know, or if you're a track athlete at least, I mean other athletes end up vomiting too, but at least in track, in my years in doing track, when you vomit in training, you know that you really push yourself and you actually get applauded for it. At least back home, you were applauded. Your coach would say, you finally push yourself in training, finally doing something. So I never, and I thought, whoa, like, have I just not been working hard? But anyways, so last fall for preseason training, we did hills. So if you know Cornell, if you don't know Cornell, I'm gonna let you know Cornell anyways and show you live slope. So live slope is a big slope, as the name states, connecting the west campus to the central, essentially. And so if you're on West Campus, which I lived last year, you have to walk up that slope, otherwise take a bus to get to class, to get wherever you're going, to get to the main part of campus. Only residential buildings are down there, really. We ran up those, you know, multiple times for the fall semester training. We ran, you know, possibly, I think the max that my training group did, which was like sprints, jumps, was like 8, I think. Trash. It was terrible. it was the literally, like, that changed me, like changed me, like, when I tell you, like, I can't see when I think I reached like 4, I think, and 4 feel like my cap, but it really isn't my cap, but it feel like the cap, and I can't sit my head, I can't walk, I'm wobbling, I want to roll down the hill. Like, fall training up that hill was bad. And so one day before training, my roommates and I didn't end up like waking up a little bit more advanced for training. Either that or the dining hall wasn't open. Sometimes it would be open, sometimes it wouldn't. But the slope was literally right outside of my backyard. My dorm was right on the road that is in front of the slope. So I would roll out of bed and go to training, or like wake up, go eat breakfast, blah blah. This day I just ate Cheerios and milk. Not smart. So we ended up doing maybe like the 7 runs up the hill, and as soon as I, you know, got down the hill, drop on the ground, you know, wallowing, ask a teammate to get me some water please, or let me ask a teammate for their bottle or to share their bottle of water please, because I couldn't find mine, because I tell you I can't see. So I asked my teammate for water, drink the water. That just, I think, made it worse. Within like 2 minutes later, I get up to try and jog down and I just vomited everything. And I will say that this story, I wouldn't say is embarrassing, because like it's a proud moment per se, or you know, it's my teammates. Like I wasn't embarrassed for my teammates to see me vomit or anything like that. It's more so I can't imagine if a random person, who there were random people around, just walk by and see me vomit. Like I can't imagine like looking them in the face. And like, yeah, that's embarrassing to me. And I do remember a friend of mine, she was just like, bruh, like you were dying. Like she saw me after that training day and she was concerned. Like, yeah, so that's just the life of a student athlete. But the next story I will share with you guys, honestly, if you guys want to hear this as a full story time, honestly, no, I'm not even gonna make it a full story time, because I'm not spending any more time telling this or like putting my energy on this, because every time I think about this, anytime I told this story, my heart just like, you know, fight or flight. I just feel to fight, because it's possibly one of the most disgusting things to happen to me. That was not like self-inflicted or like caused by me, caused by another person. Guys, it just, whoa. I'm sorry, but all right, so the end of freshman year, right? I actually have some footage. I have some footage on my 2018 rewind video of me like packing up and washing my clothes and everything to leave after freshman year finished. I remember this vividly. So I lived in Bulge Hall freshman year. Bulge Hall is, you know, one of the oldest buildings on campus. Honestly, I'm not really sure the history of Bulge. I never like followed the Instagram or like read up on the history. I'm sorry, I just like wasn't very excited to be there. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, Bulge had its moments. I remember freshman year, insert clip here, there was Duppy following me and my roommate, present roommate, around like lights flickering. Oh, your hallway's haunted. Like seriously. Yeah, I can't even turn the camera around. Your hallway's haunted. That's not cool. And so Bulge was just creepy. It was old, no AC, it was dirty, because it's old, you know. It just wasn't, it's not one of the newer it's just not one of the newer ones on campus, but it livable, you know, it livable. I lived through it. So I was doing my laundry because I need to leave. I'm packing up everything and I washed my clothes. So Bulge at the time, towards maybe February, I think. So I lived on North Bulge, so Bulge split into two, north and south, and I lived north. I think the total amount of people in Bulge was like 300 and odd, so call it like 180 girls needed to share 2 washers and 4 dryers. Anyways, that's just me ranting. But the story was, I went down there to wash my clothes, put my clothes in the washer, and I came back. Everybody knows in the dorms, if you leave your clothes there for more than like 10 or so minutes after it's finished, whether in the washer or in the dryer, it'll get taken out. It's not gonna stay in there. Somebody's gonna take it out because It's just common courtesy to finish your laundry and come and take it out so other persons can use it, especially in Bulge, where it's a commodity to be able to wash your clothes, right? I'm being dramatic, but anyways. So I finished washing my clothes and I'm about to transfer it into the dryer. So somebody's 10 minutes were up and I needed to take out their clothes. I proceeded to do so. I don't know if like I was just getting karma. I can't explain why this would happen. I don't know, but so I'm taking out the girls' clothes, right? I'm taking out the girls' clothes and I'm trying to put it on top of the dryer. And I start to see some white, like cotton ball looking things, right? And I'm just like, whoa, why the girl would have washed her clothes and like this is in there? Like she just freshly washed her clothes. Why would there be like cotton ball, white cotton ball looking, like kind of like soft fabric looking thing? Honestly, thank God I didn't touch it, because I moved the clothes, like I just took up a chunk of clothes and proceeded to move it, and tell me why I saw a dry bloody tampon in the dryer. When I tell you, me never scream so loud and just like freezing a long time. When I tell you, wow, just give me a moment. Jeez, alright. Guys, like, can you, and I'm sorry if this is like graphic or like just make somebody's skin crawl as it's making mine, but like that's just so disgusting. Like that's so disgusting. That's just such an utter insult to themselves and other people. Like the person, I don't know how you could have like never do that on purpose, because if you're a female, you know how it works, you know how sanitary napkins work. It's not underwear. You can't leave it in your laundry. And I've never used rewashable sanitary napkins. I don't know, comment below if you have, but I have not. So I just like don't understand how the person could have left that there without knowing it was there. Like I can't find any excuse for that. To that degree, oh gosh, and wow, I don't know, like, guys, I'm still distraught. As you can see, I'm still distraught until today. And that was almost, what, a year now? 2 years? A year. Well, we're moving on to another experience that's more lighthearted, because this video was meant to be lighthearted. So another story was I'm not even gonna give an intro to it, I'm just gonna tell the story. So right, so remember I mentioned earlier when I was talking about me studying for a biology exam, or a biology oral examination for bio 1445. It's auditorial physiology. Second semester freshman year. So second semester freshman year, during March, we had our first meet. I had my first collegiate outdoor meet, right? And sis, honestly, freshman year was a mess. I'm not gonna hold you. I say that all to say I wasn't that put together freshman year, right? And so I had to take an oral exam for the biology class, and I had to take it before I left school to go to that first collegiate track meet, because you had deadlines, and if you did not take the exam past the deadline, then you would lose marks. And I had to take every exam on time before the deadline, or I was going to lose marks in the course. So I didn't want to lose marks, so I tried to take this one before I left. We were going to Virginia, and I planned badly. I planned badly. I should have taken my clothes and my duffel bag and whatever with me, because I mean, just to make sure I have it on me. It is the most important thing I needed to have on me before proceeding to go onto the bus. I went into the exam, I think, or went into the testing place, I think like 11, and so the exam shouldn't be more than 45 minutes. Sometimes it would go above 45 minutes. The module that we were doing was hella big, it was very big, and so end up start the exam I think like 12:30. I didn't come out until like 3:30. So I started the exam, which was written first, right? And then I went after the written to the oral exam. So I stayed in there for at least an hour and a half, I'd like to say, doing the the oral exam, which is hour and a half to 2 hours, which is not the norm. And so I came out of the test like late. Like late. The bus leave 4:30. I came out maybe 3:50 or later. I don't remember exactly, but if you know Cornell is big. I was in Stimson Hall for reference for Cornelians, and I had to go back to my dorm, which was Balch Hall, which was North Campus, and go back from North Campus all the way to Bartels Hall, which is or Barton, all within 20 or so minutes. So I didn't know what time it was, because you cannot utilize your phone in the exam. You can't have your phone on you, you have to leave it in your bag. And I didn't wear a watch. I didn't have a watch. So I didn't know what time it was. I really didn't think it was as late as it was when I got out, but it was. And my first instinct was to run back to my dorm because I needed my uniform. Like, if anything, if I really went on the bus without anything else, it would be my uniform that I need. I can't have the clothes on my back and wear that the whole weekend. But if anything that I needed, it would have had to be my uniform. So I had to go back because I didn't have the uniform elsewhere. The only other option maybe was to go to the gears distribution area and maybe ask for a uniform, but I never think so far. I really didn't, it wouldn't have even helped, I don't think. I don't know. Anyways, so that's what I did. I went back to my dorm, and I hopped on the bus to try to get to Bartels. So that's where I think I really made a mistake, because the buses, one, slow. It's just you walk by. It's best you walk by foot if you're running late. Buses it's just not gonna work with you. The buses are late, and the buses are just a slower mode of transportation. So that's my first mistake. Second mistake, I mean, that's not even my first mistake. My first mistake was not to have my things packed and have it with me in case, and to think far in advance. Second mistake was to maybe not keep track of time. Third mistake was, once I realized what time it was, I should have texted my coach immediately. Like, I was sick as well. Like, I was sick and I could barely breathe. Like, I'm not even like being dramatic with this. I was actually sick, and from where I got dropped off, the whole lot of campus is a hill, but from where I got dropped off is uphill to try and get to the bus. So I was moving in slow motion, trying to run with a duffel bag, which is like 50 pounds or whatever, or feeling like more, to the bus. Duffel bag plus my backpack. I'm going on a trip. So just imagine you have your things, you're going on a trip, and you are run with that. Imagine running in the airport, for example, with your luggage and what, just imagine the weight of that and then the worry. Anyways, that was how I was feeling. I couldn't breathe, I was sick. So anyways, ended up being late. I think I was like 15 minutes late to the bus. This bus was going to Virginia, 8-hour drive. That means time and money was, you know, of the essence for this. So I was late. I was late. Definitely very, very embarrassing. Just one, because I just shouldn't be late. Even though I was a freshman, it's inexcusable. I shouldn't be late. I should be able to plan. I shouldn't be late to the bus. I shouldn't have people waiting on me. Literally thought that I was gonna be left. I mean, but yeah, I was late to that bus. And fast forward, I can't, this is, honestly, I should tell a story time. Guys, if you want a full story time on this, I will tell a full story time. But there's a continuation of the story, but I know this video is long right now and I don't want it to be too long. So if you want a story time, like and subscribe if you want a story time, or if you want any expansion on anything that I've mentioned in this video. And I'm gonna move on in this video. Definitely don't be late. One thing you learn from this, especially of all the stories, do not be late. Do not be late. Definitely at the end of that trip, I thought either I get kicked off of the team, or I wasn't going to another outdoor meet, which was to California. I was like, you know, my coach was mad, which I understand. He should be. And you know, I was sorry for that. I was sorry. I was so sorry, because like time and money, as I said, time and money, it's not okay. But yeah, it was just a very on brand thing of myself back then. I would say to be late. You know, you have to reinvent yourself and, you know, notice what's gonna help you and what's not. Being late, not gonna help me. Not planning, not gonna help me. So if you learn anything from this, don't be late. Whether it's you're a student athlete to meetings, if you're not a student athlete, to meetings, to classes, just don't be late. So those are the 5 most embarrassing moments that have happened to me that I can share / disclose at university thus far. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to thumbs up and tell me in the comments below if there's any story you'd like me to expound on or explain. Just ask your questions, because honestly I don't know if any of them needed more clarification. But also just let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see during this back to school series. Listen, I'm coming out strong. So make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 1K, but before there, we're gonna reach to 600 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe, guys. I really appreciate it if you do, and definitely share with a friend if they need a laugh. And to those incoming freshmen, listen, college definitely will be a fun time. Like, it'll be a fun time, and regardless of how you're experiencing it now, just like take this as a video to look at the moments in your life where you just, you know, felt like everything was going wrong, and just like, you know, take it a little bit more lighter. You know, a lot of crazy things have happened recently, is happening right now, and will happen. That's just life. But it's always good to be able to look back and laugh. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, as I said, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.